Hey everyone, welcome back to the Board Game Spotlight. Today we're looking at When Cutie Met Patootie, a game from the Daniel Zeiss company. It's for 1 to 4 players and it plays in about 30 to 45 minutes. So let's take this to the table and I'm going to tell you about it. So here we have set up for a 2-player game. You'll play with 8 of these alien visitors that have crash landed on Earth, in Alaska no less. And this is a game of resource management, hand management, and a race to the finish. So let's go ahead and meet this cast of alien visitors. We have Poncho, Elsie, Amelia, Richie, Beryl, 3LDR, Blanche, and Marsalis. And this is the evil rewind that is going to flood our beautiful forest of cards. The game plays in a number of turns, and on your turn you have 2 actions you can take. You can choose to play path cards out of your hand, or you can choose to spend the resources on a character to move them and progress them along the various rows of cards. So if we were to play a card from our hand, in this instance, this is Marsalis. We could choose to allocate all 3 of these gems to Marsalis. We would not incur a penalty. However, if we wanted to spend these resources on another character or break them up onto other characters, we would incur the wrath of rewind, and we would have to draw a rewind card and place it face down on the table. When you have an equal number of rewind cards equal to the current row you're on, it automatically floods. Any characters that are on that row or below it are automatically removed from the game. So you do not want to drown these absolutely adorable alien visitors. So again, you can take a card and allocate the resources however you see fit, understanding that there is push your luck and flipping these rewind cards because you don't want to flood it. Additionally, on your turn, you could choose to spend the resources of a character. So here with Beryl, we could spend 1 of these pink resource tokens and move Beryl 1 step. When you get to more of these paths, you'll see you have branching options. You're going to have to spend 2 resources now in order to progress the character. So in this instance, it would be this blue and black or red and blue. And so Beryl currently only has a blue, so we would need to play cards out of our hand if we needed to. Here's the red. We'd need to play cards out of our hands in order to give the characters the resources they need in order to progress them further along the track. Now there's another way that characters can move without having to spend any resources. So if we look at Richie here, Richie could choose to move to this location for free because he shares the same icon. When moving characters, it's important to note that only 2 characters can be on the same card. So for 3LDR, if 3LDR wanted to move to his free card, he could do that, though those are the only 2 characters that can now be on that card. So as they start to progress further in, it's going to start to get more difficult because the more visitors that you've been able to save, you're not going to be able to get them all on there. And obviously, as you get to the end, it's going to become even harder. Now the game is going to end when all but the last 2 rows are flooded. And there is potential for double floods on a turn. And so a double flood could happen if you have 6 rewind cards out here, or even if it was 4 or 5. In this instance, we'll say 6. And what's going to happen is, if all of these characters were to progress past the level, this is automatically going to flood. All characters have now progressed past this first level. So what we would do is we would flip these out and we would flood this area. And now, because we're at level 6 and we have 6 rewind cards in the queue, this is automatically going to flood, killing all these characters. So you must be cognizant of that. You have to keep in mind this press your luck aspect of the game, because you don't want to progress these rewind cards too quickly, and you don't want to progress all of the characters too quickly. You definitely want to spread them out, but it is a race to the finish because you want as many of these adorable, cute creatures to make it to the end as possible, unless you're strategically going to try to drown them. Now, what does that mean? Why would you strategically want to drown a character? Well, each player is going to have a citizen card. This citizen card is going to most likely end up aligning with a character. In this instance, Santiago Garcia aligns with Amelia. So you'll see our icons match up perfectly. So we, as Santiago Garcia, definitely want Amelia to make it to the end, because we are going to score in-game victory points for every gem that she carries that match our symbol. Additionally, we're going to score victory points for any other visitors that make it to the end that also carry our gems. So anything that has the blue, the yellow, and the red are going to be helpful for us at the end of the game. Anyone who makes it to the end is you're going to separate their gems into piles. So if Amelia made it, we would separate her gems out, and we would separate Beryl if Beryl made it, and 3LDR and Richie. And then players are going to score victory points equal to however many gems that are left at the end that match your symbol. So there is set collection in the game as well. So strategically drowning characters may be in your best interest, because if someone sees me trying to progress Amelia up very quickly, they may try to hamper Amelia. Santiago is my citizen, so I want to try to save as many of these visitors that align with me as possible in order to maximize my victory points at the end of the game. So this has been your overview of When Cutie Met Patootie. If this looks like a game that's for you, take a look at the description below for a link to the Kickstarter page. This has been Derek with the Board Game Spotlight, and we'll catch you next time.